What do we got left? How many games? Let's look at the games we have left and get out of here.
We got Cleveland tomorrow, Friday,
Mm-hmm.
at home, and then we have the Pacers at home.
Mm. What do you think we're going?
I mean, like, it's weird. Cleveland just a team that I'm not afraid of, so I think we'll probably go 2-0, but I think it probably won't be pretty. I mean, the Pacers are trying to lose games, so that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
The issue for me, and Bam just texted us, is that so this looks like the Celtics are sitting Tatum and Horford tonight against the Bucks, which would propel the Bucks ahead of the Celtics,
Mm-hmm.
which makes them the 2 seed. Which obviously, like, I would be happy with us playing anybody in the first round except for Milwaukee, and so
are we? But we're gonna be if we beat Cleveland.
Yep.
Right. Let's say so we win these 3 games, and that's not a given. But let's say we win these 3 games.
You mean the remaining 2?
Excuse me. My bad. The remaining 2. I'm ridiculously counting the next game in my head for some reason, like we didn't win it already. I just remember, okay, if we win these 3 games against these not so great teams, these beatable teams, we should be fine. Now, is Jarrett Allen back or not? I heard he was back, but is he?
I don't think he was back. Let me say, I didn't think he was back yet.
If we should win these 3 games, and if we win these 3 games, we should be the 7th seed. So wouldn't we see Boston then?
No, because Boston is the 2 right now. But if Boston loses tonight, then Milwaukee goes to 2.
Oh, I'm thinking they were going to 1. Oh.
No one's probably Miami's up 2 games on everyone, and everybody has 2 or 3 games left. So Miami's won 5 in a row. They're gonna be the 1 seed. So then the question is, the Bucks, Celtics, and Sixers are all within a half a game of each other. They're all 2 or 2.5 games behind the Heat. But so the Celtics play the Bucks tonight, and the Bucks are a massive favorite, especially with Tatum not playing, and Horford not playing. And then the Sixers play the Raptors in Toronto without Thibault, obviously, because of his vaccination stuff. And then the Bucks. So the Bucks have 3 games left. The Bucks have the Celtics tonight, the Pistons tomorrow, and then they're off Saturday, and then they play the Cavs again on Sunday. So I mean, the unfortunate thing is that it looks like the Milwaukee's now going to be on pace for 2, and the only way that we would get to 8 is a way that we don't really want to, which is we either lose the 7-8 game, and then we play the winner of 9-10, or we have to or we have to win 2 games if we fall into the 9-10.
The basketball gods don't like it when you try to play those, like, they have to win out. They can't play any games. They can't. If it's Milwaukee, so be it. I would rather it not be Milwaukee. I would rather it be someone we would be less dependent on being fully fit. But I think if we have KD, we have Kyrie in a playoff setting, a playoff format. We should beat them. That's, for as much as people say I'm doom and gloom, we should beat them. I'm sorry. We have the best player. Well, damn, that boy Giannis is very good. We have the second best player and the third best.
I mean, the thing that's lucky is that whoever gets Boston in the first round.
Sorry.
The person who gets
work from home dudes.
I got you. The person who gets Boston in the first round avoids Robert Williams before he comes back from the meniscus thing. So like, and it's also funny because, you know, and this will be a whole other conversation. I'm sure you'll engage with Celtics and Sixers fans, there's a whole. I mean, there's at least I've heard there's at least someone reported today there's at least one or two prominent Celtics that aren't unvaccinated. So if they fall to
Really?
three or so if they fall to four, which they could, and then they have to play the Raptors, who are the five. Like, or this, and the Sixers obviously have Thibault, who it appears isn't vaccinated. Like, you're also getting into some interesting stuff where maybe people are going to try to not play the Raptors in the first round.
Wow, it's getting really spooky. It's getting really spooky.
Which in a way is actually good for the Nets, because the Raptors are stuck at 5, and if the Sixers and Celtics want to avoid the Raptors because of this whole vaccination stuff, then they're going to want to try to get 2. So that's why, it's a little surprise. I mean, the Celtics are resting Tatum, but I mean, who knows? The Bucks. I mean, look, we beat the Bucks without KD, so
exactly. Let's see how it lands, man. We get into form. We start trusting each other. Less of this one-on-one stuff. Run your sets. Trust the offense. Let someone set a pick with you. Play a 2-man game with KD. It doesn't have to be Kobe Bryant you knew what Kyrie was trying to do. He came in with Kobe's portrait on his sweater. He came in with Mamba mentality for sure, and it didn't work.
Nope.
The one-on-one stuff didn't work.
Oh, by the way, no, I was just gonna say while we were potting, they announced the dates of everything for the play-in. So just in terms of like a timing and rest, and if we could possibly ever get Simmons back, whatever. So the 7-8 game in the East is on April 12th. So what is that? A week from Tuesday, this past Tuesday. And then the winner of those games, and then the 9-10 game is the next day for both. And then 2 days later is the winner of the first game against the loser of the second, and of both conferences. That's April 15th.
Right.
And the playoffs start the 19th. So if the Nets can get out of there, that's another almost 2 weeks for Simmons. I mean, they said that Steve Nash said, quote, he'd be shocked if Simmons was back for the play-in. The play-in's not for about a week.
Right.
So, and then if the Nets were to win their first play-in game, then they don't play for another week after that. So, around another week after that. So, who knows? But
listen. My expectation is that no matter what these dudes do, I feel like we're the best team. I feel like Ben, if Ben plays, like let's say, it won't be the play-in, and I really doubt if it'll be the first round. But I could see something like the second round. Like he just comes out and he plays, and it's beautiful, and it works right away. It fits perfect. You swap him into the Bruce Brown role, into those James Johnson minutes. Like those, the reason why I will always believe this. The reason why James Johnson plays is, one, because we don't have a backup point guard, and you need another ball handler on the floor, and they don't really have that. And 2, he's kind of a placeholder for Ben. And the team could just seamlessly add him. Like he could just join, and it'd be good. And it'd be that big wing that all of a sudden everybody knows. Like for all these years I've been saying, Sean Marks needs to get big wings. Sean Marks needs to get big wings. For like 5 years on the fucking Twitter, I've been screaming Aaron Gordon. I've been screaming Christian Wood. I've been screaming Jeremy Grant. All before they became big contract players.
Yep.
Because the NBA is changing, and you need big wings to guard big wings who are skilled. and who are the most pivotal players on winning and losing. It's the reason why Phoenix is good. They're the tip of the spear of their attack is Devin Booker, is Chris Paul, are guards. But they have wings, just bouncy, long, athletic dudes throughout that roster. We don't have that. That was a dereliction of duty by Sean Marks, but it's not new. I've been saying it forever. And if we could get back a dude like the prototypical wing defender, who else would you want in terms of just doing that job, wing defender? There's not many better than him. Kawhi, and even Kawhi isn't even really that dude anymore because of injuries. Who's better? Who's the better wing defender than Ben?
No, I mean, look, he's been like in a league of his own as a wing defender. Maybe if you want to add Bridges now in Phoenix, who's great, but like beyond that, like he's and that's him playing, and that's him basically playing like in a system that wasn't even meant for him.
Exactly. It was not designed to get out of him what he does, but he I feel like he flourished in it. Like if you're not a point guard, if you're 6'10", and in the entire NBA you have assisted more 3-pointers than anyone else the last 3 years, you are perfect for the Brooklyn Nets. I think he could have a great effect on Patty, because Patty's a system player. Like you could run those pick and rolls with Ben, and his kick out game to Patty, he's going to be able to get 3-pointers in rhythm. I think he could really, really be revolutionary for this team. And Kevin Durant could be amazing.
Look, it is an issue right now. If someone asked you, like, who are the 3 best passers on the Nets, you'd probably say, like, KD, Dragic, and, like I literally don't know, like, Blake. Like, they don't have, like, they need – Simmons on both sides of the floor is legitimately, if someone was like, what do they need right now, it would be like, oh, they need someone like Ben Simmons.
Right. Last night they couldn't run a fast break to save their lives. They get out on the break and pull up the ball, like, and just stop. That's dead when you have Ben. Ben could just get the ball and go, which is another part of SSOL, 7 seconds or less. The system the Nets run, the superstars decide not to play it, and not for bad reason. That is usually the best choice. And do you really want Kevin Durant running all the time? He's tired. He's probably the best defender. They have to slow it up. But if you add Ben,
if I told you that you could sit KD and Kyrie, and you had a lineup of Simmons, Mills, Curry, Blake, and like even like Lamar, or not LaMarcus, because that's too much, but like
you could do Kessler.
And Kessler, like that lineup would be a great rest. Like that's a good, or like even Bruce Brown or something. Like
right, you could put
a good lineup.
Yeah, you could go Ben Simmons, Curry, Patty,
yep,
Bruce,
mm-hmm.
no, Kessler, and you're rocking. Yo, Kessler has been looking okay, shooting wide open from 3.
Kessler's the best rookie on the team. They're gonna have to cut somebody because Kessler has to be on the playoff roster. You need that dude to play. Like, let me ask you something. Who do you want for if Chris Middleton is like you've watched enough Bucks games. When Middleton starts feeling in the first quarter, you're like, oh fuck, we're into something right now, because you can tell with Chris Middleton games off the top bat. Right. If Middleton comes in hot, like, I don't want the Nets' response to be, oh, well, here comes James Johnson in right now. And I don't even hate James Johnson. It's got, like, you just put Kessler on him and, like, have him stick on him. And
right. Like, no, what you have to what basketball fans have to understand is when you sign these older vets that take these minimums to come to your team, you've promised them some minutes.
Yep.
You've promised to protect their